In a world of Tier 0 formats, where one man thrived among all, where one man was seen in many mirror matches, and over 70% of the format, one man thrived. One fleet admiral was above them all, holding reigns above the One Piece meta, and his name was Sakazuki. Well, Bandai has released the demon among us all, and it's time to test this demon and see how he thrives among the current formats. Will he reign supreme? Will he stay on top? Will he be worth this $100 that he's on TCG Player? Like, holy crap, guys, why are we buying this out? Like, that's a little much. Like, I think that's a little much for a leader who's been really power crept since then. Like, he doesn't even have any, like, good cost reduction other than, like, Tempest Kick, maybe. That's not the point here. Anyways, we're back with Sakazuki in the format, and let's test out this deck profile. Oh, that's kind of cringy, dude. You should probably not be so cringy. That's a little, dude, don't be so mean. Like, I'm just trying to make a video. Like, but dude, like, it's a little, it was a little much. I mean, you didn't even play an OP05. You play, like, you knew, like, RP Law, maybe, but, dude, I'm just trying to relate to the people. That's not the point. Okay, just go to the deck profile. Here is the unbanned Sakazuki deck profile that we're rocking with today, baby. And let me tell you, we do one match, and I did figure out it was one of the most crazy, insane, toxic matches ever against Enel. And it shows you how long this deck can last, because Enel played perfectly. It was the best Enel game ever, and it shows what Enel does, which shows how strong and long Sakazuki can hold in one of the worst games I've ever played. It was insane. Trigger after trigger, so much fun. It was crazy. So anyways, to talk about Sakazuki, because we're not here about Enel and talking about how that leader should just be yeeted out of here like Nami. This is Sakazuki. Activate main, once per turn you may discard one card, draw one card. Then, when attacking, give up to one of your opponent's -1 cost. So we have a cost reduction built in the leader and filter, which is very nice and very strong. That's why we can run 2 and 3 ofs in the deck. Right now, we're not doing that often because we're running a lot of 3 ofs. But you can actually limit yourself to 2 ofs, like with the Gravity Blade here, or with the Marineford stage. It gives you options in the deck for sure. Being able to find key pieces, run 7 searchers here with the Tashigi looking at the top 5, and 3 of the brand new, which looks at the top 3. They're both Navy searchers. Brand new filling up your trash, and Tashigi just finding pieces a little deeper in the deck with a ton of searchable targets. We have 3 of the T-Bone 2Ks, which KO 2 cost. Subaru 2K, which is -2 cost to a character, which is Navy searchable as well. 4 of the Tashigi 2Ks, which gives -2 cost when you rest this card. A bunch of 2Ks, so there's our counter for the most part. There's our searchers, and then here's our top end, Sengoku and Teach. And I think this Teach actually gets a lot of value more than even Jack, because maybe from the mirror match, Jack's better because it's an 11 cost character, but Teach replacing itself is always just going to be strong, finding the exact piece we need. So if we don't have a Sengoku, but we have a Sengoku in trash, I can return that to my hand with Teach on KO, add 1 black card from trash to hand, or I can return Teach himself, and that's also a ton of value. If I need this card, I get it back. So I get instantaneous value where I can go -1 with leader, -1 with this, KO a 5 cost character with Teach, they remove it, -1, -1, replay this out, mixed with a Suru or, you know, something like a Houndblaze or something to bottom deck a couple cards, whatever. I'm excited. Then we have the Sengoku. It's a blocker, and then on play 1 Navy type card with a cost of 4 less from your trash, rested, which really works here with Hina and Kuzan. Kuzan says on play draw 1 card, which you do get from the Sengoku, so you get to draw a card, which is always nice, and then when attacking, give one of your opponent's characters -4 cost, which is also just really strong. Giving -4 cost is huge into a lot of matchups that play a lot of top end, even the decks that play low end. We get to pop characters like with Brook and Kuzan together. We get to pop a 5 cost character, 6 with our leader, 7 with Marineford with these pairings. So -4, insane. Kuzan, really strong, valuable card, and drawing an extra card with the Sengoku replaces the Sengoku in hand by playing the Kuzan, which is really strong. We can also play the Hina, which on play gives -4 cost, so it's similar to Kuzan, except Kuzan, when you play out, it does not have ability to attack. It comes out rested from the Sengoku, so the Hina gets the on play to give -4 right away. So if we need -4 right away, we can pair it with Sengoku and Hina. If we don't, we can set up with Kuzan. Very strong right there. It does play only Navy type, so if we're searching for cards, we can also play Brand New or Tashigi. Just know those are options as well. They are 4 costs, so you cannot play T-Bone, which KOs a 2 cost, and that's going to be the core of the deck there with cost reduction. Brooke, obviously EVO 1, on play when attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost, then KO one of your opponent's 0 cost characters. That's why you pair it with the Kuzan and it works really well. Rebecca, obviously a staple in black, returns a black card with a cost of 3 to 7 from your trash to your hand, which is any of these cards here. Top end we play is 7, so you can add anything almost other than the 2 1-and-1s. Other than that, we get to add a card back and then play a 3 cost or lower from your hand rested. So if we return a 7, we can technically play a Tashigi out and get value there. We can also return Brooke, play Brooke. We can return Hina, play Hina. We can return Brooke and play Hina if Hina's in our hand. So it gives you a lot of options here with Rebecca, and I find it to be a lot of utility, especially in this deck, especially in the game we play. So Rebecca, A1 since day one. Now, I will say I'm not a Sakazuki main, never played Sakazuki. I wasn't around in OP05. I was collecting. I was busy opening a case and a half, or no, I opened 2 cases of OP05. I was being a degenerate in OP05. Then I became a player in OP6 to 7 time, RP Law, when RP Law was there. I was kind of learning how to play and going from there, not even playing at a locals yet, just testing with friends. So just know, I'm still learning this deck. I didn't play everything perfect, I'm sure, but the match was intense. Finally, we'll get into our events here. We've already been over the stage, or maybe we haven't. Give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 on play, and then activate main, you may rest this stage. If your leader is a Navy type, give up to one of your opponent's characters -1. So it's a -1 every single turn. Makes our leader effect basically into a -2. Marineford, really strong stage. You're going to need this if you're going to ever play Sakazuki. Planning 4 of the Houndblades, which is actually a Navy staple here for Sakazuki. This card's busted. Up to one of your leaders or characters gain plus 3,000 power. So what we can use is actually use it to buff up our small guys down here, the brand news and the Tashigis, to attack in to get double attacks. Also bottom decking a 2 cost character. So I can swing in with my leader, give your character you played on 3 Dawn -1 cost on a 4 Dawn turn. I still have 2 Dawn to maybe play a brand new, and I play Tashigi going first. So now I just use this, bottom deck your 3 cost, and I get to swing in with Tashigi and Sakazuki. Really strong value here with Hound plays. This card 4 of every single time, no matter how you build your deck, this card's really important. It just fits Sakazuki just so well. Running 2 of the Gravity Blades. This is my little tech option. I haven't seen other people running this. You could maybe run Laboons or something, cost reduction, or maybe some KO instead. But for me, I really like this card a lot. Place up to 2 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 6 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck in any order. It's really good to remove multiple targets at one time, and we can technically do 2 7 costs of Sakazuki in stage. We can do bigger if we go Hina, remove a 10 cost because that gives -4, and then leader effect and this to remove a 8 cost, right? Because leader and this making a 8 into a 6, Hina makes a 10 into a 4 or a 6, so that's 2 6 costs. Boom, Gravity Blade just removed a 10 cost and an 8 cost. This card's insane. You get a lot of value out of it, and I think it'll be really good into decks that play the 9 cost Sanji like UP or other decks like that. We have also Tempest Kick. Draw 1 card. After this, if your trash has 10 or more cards, give up to one of your opponent's characters -3 cost. With drawing 1 and trashing 1 every turn, playing brand new, and using these other effects, I think if you counter out properly and do things how you want, you can easily set up 10 cards in your trash. I did it in my match, and Tempest Kick actually had a lot of value. Replacing itself and giving -3 cost, it's just like Great Eruption, but arguably, no, I wouldn't say better. I guess, I don't know. I'll let you to be the judge of that. Great Eruption obviously is still banned, so 1 cost that just automatically gets you to draw a card, but it's only -2. Or it automatically gets you to draw a card just like Tempest Kick, but it automatically also has the -2 cost inherently. So it's a good card for sure. I like the -3 because that's just really strong, but having to have 10 cards means early game this doesn't have as much value. So I think it's a lot more fair than Great Eruption. Just Great Eruption was busted in the beginning. I'm glad this card's still banned. I think Tempest Kick's a little better, but in that late game, man, this card is detrimental to our opponents. We lose 0 resources and we're KOing big bodies. So Sakazuki, I hope you're ready for this match with an L. I'm telling you, it's insane. It was so much fun, and I actually enjoyed playing Sakazuki, so this deck might actually be a lot more meta than we expected. We'll have to see what happens. All right, we're going to take Sakazuki against Anel here. We're going to take second. Of course, that's what we like. We don't like that, though. That was not a great start, but this is cooking right here. We're going to see how we do. We're going to go Tashigi early. Look at the top of the deck. We get to grab a AV-type character. This would be nice to play on 4, I'm assuming is the best option in this situation. Go ahead and get the Kuzan on the board. The brand new's not bad to find some cards and fill up our trash. Then we can leader effect, go ahead and trash 1 card, which I think in this situation, Rebecca Brooke would be nice. Hina, don't really need Hina at the moment because we'll have the cost reduction here. But the Hina we might want to hold for big bodies to mix with Kuzan later. So we are going to trash the Brooke and draw a card. Well, we got 2 of these to play now. 2 of these to play. Yay! Let's go. I'm so excited. I think we go Starving Out. I don't think we do much else. We're just going to go Kuzan. I think we just trash Kuzan, honestly. Trash it, draw a card. A 3rd Kuzan. Nice. Pass to our opponent. I think we just go for Starving the End. I really don't know for sure. They could go Luffy and then pop our life, and so I don't love Zeus. I'm not gonna lie, I don't love going against this Zeus here. They should just swing at us. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't. I don't really know. Well, good thing we got another Kuzan. Good thing we have another one. So we can always go. I don't think Hound Blaze is worth it. We could go 5 and 5, do Hound Blaze, bottom deck the Zeus, but I think we hold that for later. If anything, we go Marineford, so maybe we do swing a little 6 poke into our opponent, minus down the Zeus by 1, and then we will go Kuzan, and if we didn't swing in 6, that would have been nice. Should have waited, should have filtered first. We're going to go and play this, choose no cards, just because it's an extra -1, and then we're going to trash I think the Tashigi at this point, and draw into a Suru. That's pretty good, and then just pass. Now they're down to 2 life, which is good for them. They're going to go Kuzan, place one of our characters at 3 cost, and force us to discard a card. I will trash. We're going into 8 Dawn, so I'm probably going to develop the Teach here. So we'll trash the brand new. I think we're not going to have time to play brand new in this situation. So now we can go Teach. So we can go -1 and then Teach on them. Ooh, interesting. Well, we'll just minus this by 1 because we don't want to attack our opponent. We'll rest this and KO the character. And then we'll trash and filter. I think we're going to trash the Subaru just to draw a card. It's not a bad card to draw. Double Hound Blaze isn't horrible. It's not great, but hey, we'll take it. Now they're going to be on 9 Dawn. They could Yamato 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh god, they could Yamato. We should have hit them first. We actually should have hit them there in case they do hit the Yamato. They don't gain a life, but they'll be able to KO a 7-cost character. And then we got to add a card back from our trash to our hand. It's not great. If they do have the Yamato, we're punished. If they do have the Yamato, we are punished. Hold up, wait a minute, add him back to hand. I will just take that back, restart, just give it back. Cool with me. All right, sounds good. We're gonna go and minus this down by 1. We're gonna KO it, and then we're gonna play this back out, and then we're gonna pass. Develop the board, we got -1 on board, -2 on board, -3 on board for whatever they're about to play. We have Hina still in hand, so that's -7. So a 10-cost character here does not get value, which is very good for us. We can get rid of that, and then start to control this large hand size that the Enel has. I think that's the best thing to do. They go with the Kuzan, so the Kuzan will force us to discard a card. Good for them, so that seems like we can remove this pretty easily. Do we need a bottom deck? I don't think so. They give us another life. This is annoying. Have I ever told you guys I hate Enel? I think we have enough Dawn to go boom, bam, bop, and do this, so we just drop the Hina because we're going to use the Hina. I think that makes the most sense. They're going to go with Kuma, gain a life, cool, good for you. We're going to go ahead and bottom deck that card if we can. So we're going to go Rebecca, Sengoku. To Sengoku, Hina. So that'd make this into a 4-cost. So we'll attack in, give -1. We're going to give it another -1 here with the Marineford stage. And then we're going to play Sengoku to play out Hina, -4. That becomes a 2-cost now. We go Hound Blaze, buff this, bottom deck this. We're not going to use it anyways. Minusing this by 1 and KOing it would have been nice, but we didn't have the extra because they got rid of our card. So I don't think we even attack in or anything. I think we just leave it how it is and pass. They could Kuzan again. They definitely could Kuzan again, remove Hina, give us another life, which would be kind of annoying, but it is what it is. They may even swing 5 and a Hina, 5 and a Hina kind of thing. Ooh, really? Really? Oh my gosh, dude. That's insane. That is insane here. Well, that's a really annoying thing to do. We're not even filtering. We haven't even been filtering this whole time with our leader effect. That's nice. We get a searcher finally. So let's look at the top 5, see what we can find. I'll take that, actually. Sengoku's great here. That means we can trash the Kuzan draw card. Now we can minus this by 1. We can rest in KO. I can tap 7. I can play out a Kuzan to draw another card. And then I don't think I attack or anything. I think I just pass there because they have 6 cards in hand, 2 life. We have Tempest Kick for the next turn. What do we... I don't think there's anything we really want to do now. I think we just pass. We sit on 2 Dawn. Again, they have 2 life, so we're not giving them the ability to heal because everything heals at 1 life. So that's my goal. They could go 10-drop Rush, but I don't think that gets them much value. They go 5 and then 10. And then we just go let it die and then return something to our hand, which would probably be maybe broke. It would depend on how the math works. So we got -4, -5, -6, Tempest Kick, Hound Blaze. We have all the cost reduction we need. Do your worst. Do your worst, buddy. I'm going to try to use this Hound Blaze to go in with the Tashigi Kuzan. Probably Kuzan attack first just to see, because I don't want to swing the Tashigi and then not get the cost reduction. So we'd swing the Kuzan first, then decide on the Hound Blaze or not. Guarantee the -4 because we have other ways of removal, especially with Rebecca and the Teach on board. So if they just swing huge into Teach, we just block it out and we keep it alive. We're sitting at 7 life right now, bro. Bird zap the Sengoku, and then they're going to swing all out into Teach. I can already tell you what this is about to be, and I'm just going to return Teach to hand. 7 into Kuzan, that's fine. They're going to play a 6-cost Kuma here. I'm going to go Tempest Kick. Cool. So we're gonna go, that'd be -6. I guess we could go 1 Tempest Kick, minus that into a 5 cost. -1, -1. So that makes it into a 3 cost. We can give them another life, or we can just Hound Blaze it. So we can just go 4 for Rebecca, return Brooke, play out Brooke, minus it by 1 more, choose no enemy targets to KO. Hound Blaze +3. We didn't plus the 3. Well, that's fine. We'll go ahead and trash the Tashigi to draw a card. I don't hate Gravity Blade. I don't hate Gravity Blade here. I think we are gonna go 5. We should have gone 5 in the first place. I'm gonna be honest. I misclicked with the freaking thing. I think we are gonna go 5. Try to force them into life gain, because I don't care if they gain life. I think at this point, so I can go 5 and then try to get them to 1 where they want to heal, where their stock go to 3, so that we can actually get some pressure on this next turn. Because if they do go with some kind of rush or KO option, we have the Rebecca. We have 8 Dawn, so Bird Tap Trigger. Cool. Thunderbird. Sweet. 2 Dawn, KO an 8 cost character. They could have KO'd an 7 cost character. They could have popped the Teach. Why did they pop the Rebecca? Screw you, buddy. Screw you. This is going into a very long game. 5 into what? We have a 2K. We'll probably give them the T-Bone here, because I have removal in hand. They go 6. I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to be honest. I have removal on the board already. They're going into a 9 cost. They're going to play a 9 cost Yamato, pop the Teach, which is absolutely insane right there. Holy cow. Why are they not popping Teach? I don't get it. They don't want to return Teach to hand, I guess. Maybe that's why. So we're going to make this into a 6, into 4, minus with this. So we can go boom, bam, bop, pow, trash, draw 1, because I want to keep this, the Subaru. Now we have the Tempest Kick, which will replace itself. And then we're going to choose not to attack our opponent. We got our board. We got the board developed some. None of our cards are sideways. We're not going to attack in with anything. Not having any triggers hit us. Oh my gosh. They give us another life. This game is never going to freaking end. Now they remove the Hina. Forced to discard a card. We're going to discard the Suru, because at least this will replace itself later on. My goodness. I am going to Tempest Kick here to draw another card. And that would have been nice to do first. Well, pass. What do? We could have, I guess, -1, and then KO'd rather than using the Hina. So we could have gone Sengoku into Hina. That's what we got to do. We're still learning Sakazuki, guys. I'm going to be straight up. Sabo for a blocker, take a life, draw 2, trash 1. They only have 5, so they're going to go probably 10 here, and they're going to get it. If they go 10 here, they are going to get it. They draw 2, discard 1. They discard 1 of the Enels. They go with Luffy. They're going to pop the Luffy and then pop the Hina. Draw a card. My gravy. So we're going to hold the Gravity Blade here. We're going to go... We don't have a way to reduce and KO the Sabo. So we're going to go... Do we swing 8 first? So we could go 8-8 technically. That would force cards out of hand, or they go down to 0, which I think we're okay with at this point, because we're about to go wide. It doesn't change our hand size. We're going to filter out the Gravity Blade at this point. That did force out the counter, so now we don't attack. There's just no point. So we're going to Sengoku into Kuzan, draw a card. We're going to trash the Gravity Blade. We're going to choose no targets. We're going to trash the Gravity Blade, draw a card. Yikes. Not great, but not the worst. It gives us an option for sure. Then we're going to pass. We're sitting on 3K counter. We have a blocker. We have a blocker on the board. We have a Kuzan on the board now. So Kuzi's pretty good. I'm not loving where we're at, because we can -1. That would make us 7. -4 would make this. We have to swing 6, so that would make this into a 3 cost. That'd be -5 total, so it'd be 3. 7. They have 2 swings into it, so we could block in 1K, but then they swing again. Does that stop an 8-drop Katakuri, though? Then they go 6. It's not worth blocking and 1K'ing out. I don't think in this situation. I think we just let it go. They're going to 8-drop Katakuri either way, I think. Yep, 8-drop Katakuri either freaking way. They finally put the Teach on our life. We have 10 life, guys. 10 life total, and we're not dead yet, because we're going to go -1, and then I think I'm just going to... Do we have the KO for this? I'm not sure. We're going to Rebecca, return Hina, play Hina, make this into a 5 cost. We're going to swing in for 5, which we should have probably done first. Make it into a 2 cost. And then we can tap 5 for the T-Bone and KO it, and then filter. I think they want us, I think that's them saying they want us to. Bruh button. Let's go ahead and trash. This would be nice because it would get it to a 0 cost, then we just Rebecca and get rid of it. But we go down 2 cards in hand. I don't love that. So I think we trash the Marineford stage. It's not horrible, kind of forces them to remove it, but they've been removing our cards pretty actively, and we only have 6 Dawns, so that doesn't get us where we need to. So we just play this, I think, and pop the Katakuri, and then pass. We're sitting on 10 life, bro. A 10 life Sakazuki game is crazy. This is insane, dude. This is a fun match. I'm only going to show the one game because it's taken forever, but I think it shows you how long and how much you can survive. And this is by a bad Sakazuki player. We're getting to 11 cards in our deck, though, so we have to keep that in mind to lower the filtering, This is why a bad Sakazuki player, imagine how a good Sakazuki player would be killing it right now. They're gonna go 5. I am going to, they want me to block, so they're gonna 10 drop and then run into it and then run into this. And I'm not gonna fall for that. I think I just let it go because they are gonna play something big to heal. That's what I see happening here. If you watch, that's what literally is about to happen. We don't have the removal now, which is nice for our opponent, but I think that's what makes the most sense. We have 10 life, dude. They could just drop a 9 drop and KO the Sengoku. They could have done that in the start, but they obviously don't have the Yamato. They haven't found it, so that's good for us at least, I guess. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Really depends on what our opponent chooses to do here. We're trying to get them to 0 life, but even if we get them to 0, they just heal, depending on what's in their hand, right? So we can always go Rebecca back into Hina. This is an 8 cost, which is super annoying. That card's really good to know. Really good to know. We can add a 7 cost back to our hands. We could add a Sengoku back to play later, but I don't know if that gets us enough value. We could return the Kuzan to play the Kuzan as active, and then not get any value out of playing anything rested. Or we could return a 2k to hand. Our opponent's trying to decide what to do. I think they were trying to bait us in, and we saw through it. Because either they get 1 card out of hand, and that's kind of goal, or they get a card off the board, or they get the blocker here, which I think was the ideal. Brother, you gotta be kidding me. Well, that changes things a little bit. Let's go ahead and trash. Ooh, we shouldn't do that actually, because we have such low life. Let's play this. I think we're gonna swing 8, minus this by 1. I want to see if they'll take, because they should try to counter this if they can. If not, it gives me info in their hand. So we could swing 7 to try to get them down by 1, but that's kind of putting us behind. I don't love it. We're allowing them to filter. They had to trash a card. They got 0 cost evented. That's fine. Actually, I'm kind of okay with that. We're just going to play this and pass, because now they're sitting on 2 life, but they lost cards in hand. So this is a battle of cards in hand, literally. We can't filter even at this point. We have double blockers. They might have more removal, which is really annoying. We're at 11 life, bro. This is the most insane game against Anel I've ever played. Anel is just so freaking toxic, brother. Look at all of this. Look at everything we've been dealing with. Now they want to go 10 drop rush. I'm just going to go, I think I just go no thanks. They can't kill me anytime soon, so I just continue to go wide. I don't see any purpose not going just wide here. This gets value out of them taking life, so I don't think I'm going to even attack. I think I literally just don't attack. They can't gain anything if I don't. They would have to trash a card from hand, though, which would have been convenient. No, because then they'd gain a card. We're going to go 4 cost, return Sengoku. Do we play Sengoku later? Or do we return Kuzan and then play Kuzan now? I think we return Kuzan, choose no targets, and then we play Kuzan to draw a card, and then we just pass again. Now we can go for game, depending on the triggers, of course, because that's what this deck does. If they play a blocker, we're kind of in a worse position. Again, they can't kill us. 8-drop Kata's not great. They remove our Kuzan. All right, I see ya. I see what you're doing here. Well, we do have to go for the Gusto here soon. We have 7 into face, so 7, 8, 8. I'm not loving it. 7 hits, right? That gets 1 life. 8, 9 hits. That gets the last life. Then they get a trigger. And then we have to go 9 again, because they'll have 1 life. Then they have a blocker. So then we go, ooh, the math is like 5, 7. That's not great for us. We need to find something better to play, and that sucks, because I really don't want to mill out our deck. So let's go ahead and trash a... Oh, we have Houndblaze. That gives plus 1,000, so maybe we trash the brand new to draw a card. Maybe we Tempest Kick, minus us down. We'll play this for 3, and then we'll choose no enemy targets. That gives us at least better math for the next turn. That's what I'm seeing. We need all these bodies on the board. We at least have 1 blocker. We could have committed in 1 attack maybe, but it's just not worth it, I don't think. My life is almost over top of their characters. That's crazy. Let's go 7 at face and see what they decide to do. Because we have to go for the Gusto this turn. They know that. So 7 they should take. If I was them, I would just take. Because we're going to go 7, 9, 9, Houndblaze, and we're sitting on 4. That gives us even better numbers. We're going to swing the lowest cost character on the board first. Because if they block, that's just like a regular block anyway, so I don't really care. If they do block, that's fine. Because then I can swing another 5, 8, 8, and then all out with Rebecca, even if I wanted. So if they do block, no matter what, they have the blocker on the board, right? So they could get out of that attack. So now we go 5 with Rebecca, and the only thing that gets us through after that is a beige trigger, right? Because then we can go 8, 9, 9, 7, 9, 9. So the only thing that gets them through here, the only thing that gets them through is a beige trigger. So then we go 7. That's guaranteed to hit. We minus down something. It doesn't really matter. If they do hit the beige trigger, though, I scream. Do we attack the blocker? So now we attack the blocker. He commented Kaboom Beji. I can tell. I can see it. We replace this. We choose no targets. And then we'll choose to draw a T-Bone. We could choose to actually draw a Tashigi to get an extra attack. Oh my gosh, we're going to be playing this next game on 1 life. Because we're going to trash the Tashigi, draw Tashigi. We're going to play another Tashigi. We're going to choose not to draw any, return the cards, and then pass. So now we don't lose. We have 3 attacks coming in. They can't kill us. They can't clear our board. Bangarang. I'm feeling good now. Because I can literally make these into 5 costs with only 2 dons. So I can go 5, 8, 9, 10, 12. Holy cow, dude. That was scary for a minute. That was really scary for a minute. I was like, oh no, we lost. But we found the out in the end. Dude, this is the most insane game of Enel I think I've ever played. Like, legitimately, this makes its own video. This is, whoops. This is so good. 21-minute game of Enel. Who wouldn't want this? Yeah, because no matter what, I think I can still get through on this next one. So, especially with the double Hound Blaze, really gets us there. It really depends on the triggers, of course. That's always the annoying thing with Enel. Always comes down to triggers. Because if they double trigger on us, we just lose it. Right, so, yep, you got that. Cool. You can KO it. They could go 4. If they pulled a 4-drop Kuzan, dude, we're cooked. If they discard a card, draw, take a life. We're going to let this go, and then it doesn't really matter what we draw, I'm going to be honest. As long as it's not something that draws us cards. That is literally all it can't be. There's not really a blocker or anything. There's no rush option. Nothing hits the board here. It doesn't really matter, I'm going to be honest. It does not matter, because now we draw, right? I'm going to hold the Hound Blaze. I'm just going to swing 5. 5 is guaranteed to hit here, so we have to hit all of these attacks. So they cannot get a trigger out of any of these next 3 lives coming in. Now we go 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just because we have the Hound Blaze, so we can go 7, 8. So it guarantees, the math is guaranteed, because they discard a card, but they can't trigger to KO our characters. That was the biggest thing. So a Beige is the only thing that gets it for them. Right, now we go 8. They take, and then as long as this isn't 2K, 2K, we lose. We lose the game. I don't even care. I'll make myself lose at that point. What is that game, dude? Oh my gosh. That was the most insane game I've ever freaking played. And the dude sits there and laughs, bro. My goodness. That is so stupid. We played maybe a little bad by not filtering, but it ended up working. We ended with 12 life and I lost, dude. The 0 cost event twice out of life. And they hit the Beige. That's just Enel in a nutshell. That's Sakazuki, though. I hope you guys enjoyed the Sakazuki match. I think it taught you maybe something from the deck. I hope that could teach something. It showed you can play that long in a game. That's how good this deck is. This deck is still broken and busted, so I hope you enjoyed. Hey, that was fun while it lasted. Well, we're done with Sakazuki. Never touching this deck again. Never playing against Enel, and I quit One Piece, so hey, whatever.